Hi you guys, welcome to Project Fev, Tarot and More. I'm Sharon, Intuitive Empath, and I'm here to do Leo's read for Mercury Retrograde, baby. And premeditatively, what's going on, Leo? You don't even know. You don't even know what the heck's going on. You feel a little bit behind the 8 ball, right? Oh, first card out, right out of the gates, Queen of Wands. Represents some of you guys out there, right? So you are in your own situation and you're in it. You're in it. You do not know what's going on. Sorry. You're going to get a handle for it, right? I feel like some of you are coming to terms with some aspects of your ego, okay? Which is probably a good way to put it. It's not malicious. It's not a malicious ego, but sometimes you guys really place a lot of emphasis on, see, here you go. Empress power. Here we go. Okay, so some of you Leos, it's not going to resonate with every Leo, of course, but some Leos out there love attention. Love compliments. And I mean, a lot of people do. So don't think of this as, I'm saying you're conceited. I'm just saying that emotionally, you're kind of wrapped up in a lot of that kind of attention, being the center of attention, particularly from your person of interest. Okay. So if they're not paying you compliments, or they're not showing you a lot of attention, or they're not kissing the ground you walk on in a way that they might actually say that, like kissing the ground that you walk on. I'm not going to kiss the ground that you walk on. I'm not going to worship you. You're not going to be the center of my world, Leo. And you're like, well, why not? You're the center of mine. I'm the sun, right? I'm not just the Queen of Wands. I'm the Empress energy as well. So powerful, strong, feminine energy here. Divine feminine, if not anything else, coming through for you guys. But with it is kind of like you don't understand what's going on. There's something going on and you can't quite put your finger on it. Let's put it that way. You sense it. Your feminine intuition, if you're a masculine guy and your intuition is triggered, or you're heightened in this situation, there is a masculine feminine energy in the divine. We all as individual human beings have the duality of both, and duality is coming up as kind of like a theme for Mercury retrograde here. But we activate ourselves in both the masculine and feminine energies. So you'll hear me say masculine, feminine energy, but that doesn't necessarily mean boy anatomically, girl anatomically, or gender. There's no gender specifics when we're talking about the energy of the universe, okay? So this is someone, you guys are really trying hard to tap into that intuition and that inner strength, because there's something pressing you guys, or someone situationally pressing you. Maybe they're trying your patience. Maybe they're saying things that you know and they know normally trigger you. Maybe they're doing things that usually for you, or in the past, historically, as your track record, has triggered drama. Okay, so I feel like we have a lot of cards here. Hold on. Yeah, okay. So the Sun card came out. So you guys are represented in this reading like, wow. Like me, and me. And none of these cards, mind you, are like a egocentric type of me. No, but you're really self-focused right now. You're really focusing on trying to figure out what it is that you're picking up in your intuition. Okay? And it's right in front of your face. It's very clear, and it's a lot more simple than you're giving it credit for. Okay? That's kind of what I'm picking up here. Someone is trying to rob you or take something from you, from your exuberant abundance. Okay, so you guys, let's say that you're exuberantly happy and you're a warm, cuddly, affectionate Leo. Okay, some Leos out there, this will resonate with you. Others it won't. But say that you're that warm, exuberant, happy-go-lucky Leo, and you're just joking around at work, having a good time, and you're kind of the center of attention, and then somebody comes along and they just for no reason, and you just don't understand why, okay? Or they don't do that as directly. All of a sudden you're called into the office, or all of a sudden your partner wants to talk with you, say, if this is a love reading, I feel like this is coming through. Okay, so if it's the work situation, then you're called into the office and it's been brought to your manager's attention, so-and-so and so-and-so, or such and such and such and such. And you're kind of like a little bit blindsided, like, well, hold on, wait a second. I didn't know anybody had an issue with me. And the manager's like, well, no, they said that they talked with you about it, or that they've brought it up several times. So there's clearly something underhanded going on here, right? Like, what exactly is that? I'm not really sure. Or in a love situation, you've got outside parties that are speaking to your significant other and kind of like starting shit. They're like kicking up a little bit of dust, making the situation a little bit cloudy for everybody to figure out. And you're kind of not sure who or what, you're just not sure. So, you're really like going inside of yourself here. Like, I need to figure this shit out. What the hell? This is almost kind of blindsiding. Like, I wasn't expecting this. Okay, and it's affecting your happiness. Okay, right? Oh, 7 of Swords came out in another reading too. So interesting. It's showing up here. If you guys are dealing with Sagittarius, this showed up as their card in the past position, and they played a role somehow in maybe what's going on here. So they might have had a little underhanded dealings with the Saggy. Maybe, not resonate with all of you, but maybe that's the situation playing out with you guys. So if you're dealing with Sagittarius, that's actually a good thing, because the Sagittarian is looking to turn the situation around for the better. They see what they did wrong, and they're coming back around, okay? So they're going to help fix that situation. But, what I see here is that your happiness and the way that you're expressing yourself or activating yourself in the situation. So what you're choosing to do and the way that you're choosing to feel is directly affected by this. Like it's put a little damper on, because the 8 of Swords came out in the upright over these 2 cards. So in order to be your normal, fiery, happy-go-lucky self, you kind of have to work through this first to channel underneath. And you guys are struggling through this part. So I want to focus on the 8 of Swords for Leo. Okay, which is what we're going to do. And we're going to get some clarifying cards about what the 8 of Swords is all about. Okay, yeah. Okay, you want to be the victor. Or there's a situation here where there's conflict. Now, the reason why I say conflict is because I do feel like, even though this isn't the 5 of Wands, it represents the past energy being the 5 of Wands, because it's the 7, so there is a victor. But the 5 of Wands is still represented in this card in the energy that built up to this point. Does that make sense with you guys? I hope it does. But moving right along, we'll just let the universe sort that out. But I feel like there's a victor in this situation, and someone desires to be the victor. I do feel like it's you, but there's a little bit of competition for the spot of being the victor. Okay? So let's get a little more clarification on the 8 of Swords and what's going on in this situation. So let's clarify also, Spirit. Let's switch over to the 7 of Swords. What happened? Okay, what happened? 7 of Swords energy. We're looking for clarifying cards. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here you go. Hierophant in reverse. So yeah, somebody kind of broke contract or broke their word, or I feel like they misrepresented their emotional investment. Okay, so if we're talking about a relationship, this is someone who gave you a lot of lip service. Okay, they talked a big talk, but didn't really back it up significantly enough. Or they've backed off. Okay, I feel like if they were talking about marriage and they were talking about coming forward and they were talking a big game about your future, I feel like they've kind of backed off, and that's been kind of hidden and kind of like there's a blockage there of some type. Okay, and I feel like it has to do with something to do with emotional self. They're hiding their emotional self, or they've withdrawn their emotional self or their emotional expressions off the table. Okay, in the love situation. In the work situation, I feel like this is a person who doesn't have any emotional investment in you. So they don't really care what happens to you necessarily. It's business, not friendship. And you're kind of like, whoa. No, I thought this was friendship. But if we're going to do business, then I want to be on top. I want to come out on top. Whoa. You know, kind of something blindsided you there, right? Okay. What came out here? Are these the cards? No. So clarification now more. Yeah. Okay. Moving forward. Two of Pentacles comes out. Okay. What's the position of Two of Pence, universe? Okay. Oh, so duality is really just, duality seems to be in the readings and interpretations that I'm channeling, seems to be a theme running for Mercury retrograde. So you're bobbling between the two. The Seven of Cups did come up in reverse with the Chariot card in reverse. So you're not moving forward on any of your options, but there's two options that are coming forward for you that you're considering as priority. So you've kind of weighed through all of the options, okay? You've weighed through all of the options and you've narrowed it down, and now there's like two main choices. And you like both of them. And I feel like one of them has more a business approach, and the other one really focuses more on the friendship approach. So what does Leo do? What's the advice for Leo? Learn the lesson. Okay, here's the Apprentice card. Learn the lesson. Wow, this is almost mirroring the Sagittarius reading. So I feel like if you guys are dealing with a Sagittarian, this is definitely for you. It may not resonate with every Leo, but a Leo dealing with a Sagittarius, this is your read. Wow. So learn the lesson. Learn the lesson that's here, or you've learned your lesson, or you are learning your lesson now. You're learning the lesson. You're getting it. It's coming to. It's coming to. And I'm led to come over here to the premeditative notes that I took, which is, they love you, but they won't worship you. They're not going to kiss the ground that you walk on. You're not always right or correct. Okay. And that has to do sometimes with the sun. Okay. The sun card is, you think highly of yourself. You have high standards, and sometimes, it can come off as cocky and arrogant versus confidence. That's not necessarily a reflection of you per se, as much as a reflection of the other person who isn't emotionally invested in the situation the way that you are, or that you have been. Okay, so you're taking note. All right, so this person's not as emotionally invested. It's not a friendship or relationship on the business. And in love, this person isn't going to give me exactly what it is that I feel I want or need at my standard. So what am I going to do about it? Okay. So, and I feel like the situation is drawing out your shadow side. And they've made deliberate attempts to do that. Put a lot of emotional space there, looking to, like I said, kind of draw out that drama. So draw out that shadow side that's in you, the lion that roars and, gnashes teeth and bares claws and just comes at you. And that's kind of like a cat where you're, they're purring and you're rubbing their belly, and then all of a sudden they're for like next to no reason. They're just being an asshole. That happens sometimes, Leo, let's face it. Leos are Leos. You guys are big cats, big cuddly cats, but then all of a sudden, okay, for some sensitive, odd reason, somebody doesn't understand, and not everybody's going to cater to that. Okay, rightfully so, which is fine. Okay, but I think in this situation, this person definitely, the other party is the person that did something, and they meant to do something, or they do mean to draw this shadow side out of you. They're trying to instigate trouble. They're fire starting. Okay, does that make sense? Like they're trying to start shit. And your strength, your warmth, your countenance, it's being deliberately tested by this person. Okay, for some of you Leos, I feel like there's maybe been tower moment in the past that you guys are trying to recover from, and this person is testing the limits of where you're at and the limits of your commitment to the relationship. If you've reinvested to each other, they're deliberately testing you or vetting you to see if you're going to stay, or if you're going to do the same shit that you did the last time and cut out, or whatever it is, or they're kind of testing where your standards are at. I think in some instances with some of you Leos, with the Sagittarius you're dealing with, this is also a person that is deliberately trying to see what they can get away with. So they're testing where the new boundaries are. Okay, they're testing to see what they can get away with, how much they can afford to get away with before you're like, hey, wait a minute. And then you catch them red-handed, right? So that's kind of like going on in one of the other situations, like with the Saggy. I think that's really what the situation is. And, yeah, that's how that's playing out. That's what I'm picking up on, is you caught him red-handed and you kind of went, whoa, and you called him out on it a little bit. You weren't really sure, and it took you a little effort, but you caught him. And now, because they don't want to be the only guilty party, they don't want to be the only one wrong in the relationship. Like they did something. They definitely did something to cause you to break up with them or to cut out or leave the situation. But they don't want to necessarily own up to what they did to cause you to leave. They just want it to be like, you left me and you just cut out of the situation and you hurt me so much by doing that, even though I know that I did things that deliberately hurt you, and you left for good reasons and probably in a healthy relationship should have, and you should have cut your losses and kept moving on. But I'm not going to talk about that and take responsibility for it. No, I'm just going to pretend like that doesn't exist so that I'm the victim here. That's kind of the energy that I'm channeling from that person. Is it's like, no, I'm not going to own up to anything that I did wrong in the situation. Or if I do, it's a quick, well, yeah, but we're over that. That's the past. That doesn't exist anymore. Except when I want it to invigorate and inspire you to your shadow side. So then I can later tell you how grotesque that was and how horrible you are of a person for acting and being that way, and manipulate you. I feel like this is all about manipulation and control. So you're dealing with a person who wants to manipulate you emotionally to maintain some type of control. Okay, so you mean well and you're innocent enough in the situation, because when you cut out of the situation, maybe it was over dramatic, sure. Maybe it didn't require that kind of response, but you were genuinely representing your standards. You genuinely felt disrespected. You genuinely felt these things that caused these actions. You weren't trying to maliciously or mischievously play games with someone. Okay, you were being genuine. You really felt those things, and you didn't do those things to hurt the other person. And the fact that they got hurt, well, that's just a byproduct of being in a relationship or getting into a fight and making the decisions that you do. But you didn't seek out to hurt this person. It just happened bipartisan or by proxy to the decisions that you guys both made in the relationship. And they want you to be the forefront and the forerunner of taking on the torch and kind of like admitting to your faults. And then not only that, but they want to make you like a dog that pooped the carpet and kind of rub your nose in it and make you feel really, really, really bad for what you did to them. And it's an emotional manipulation tactic to draw out your shadow side, okay? And I think you mean so well that you didn't understand the game that they were playing. You didn't understand the game that they were at. But you caught them. You, boom, caught them. And you saw it for what it was. You, interestingly enough, came out of the Eight of Swords and worked. You took the blindfold off and you saw it for what it was. Saw it for what it is. Okay, so the message that I'm getting in the cards, though, from the meditative shuffle too, is be truest to yourself, because all of these cards are tied together. Okay, your fiery, warm nature just naturally draws people to you, and you understand that sometimes that means there's going to be jealous individuals that want to try to take from your abundance and your happiness because they're just angry that you feel that way. Or they're just bothered by the fact that someone is so happy all the time, or genuinely loves other people, or genuinely attracts other people with their warmth. And people genuinely like you, Leo. They genuinely like you. And I feel like this other person is not very well liked. So there could be some jealousy to play a part in here, okay? But stay the course. Okay, decide what you want and represent that standard with integrity. Okay, and that's part of what the Sun card represents. It's a card of positivity, but it also represents the integrity. Okay, and so does the Empress. So when I see these three cards together, you're encouraged by the universe to maintain your standards, maintain your integrity. Don't lose your shit on this person or around this person. Don't become the roaring lion that they're trying to instigate in you. Remain emotionally intact. Remain consistent with your standards, because their intention is to take that shadow side of you that you express in this situation and use it to their advantage somehow. Okay, so if they can turn you into the bad guy in this situation, they're going to try. Okay, so maintain your integrity, maintain your standard of behavior, stabilize yourself, and try to stay above it. The universe is working in your benefit to maintain your happiness in the situation, okay? So there you go. There's your Mercury retrograde read and energy channeled for the sign of Leo. Hope that resonated with you guys. Click like and subscribe. I love to see the subscribe number go up, up, up every time I log in to post new content. By the way, click the notification bell. You'll get notifications immediately of all my new uploaded content for you guys. More stuff coming out in the future I'm really excited about. I love my lovely Leos and can't wait to channel some more stuff for you guys, all right? Thanks. Bye.